Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here. Welcome to day 14 of our 90 days from mediocrity to mastery live transformation program. We just had a few technical glitches there and I believe we're live now. It just kept on showing not live then live, and let me just check 1 minute, just want to make sure. I appreciate you hanging on whenever this is happening. Okay. We are truly live, so hello again. You know, it's interesting. I had some things that were coming up, ideas planned to talk about this evening, and it's really interesting. And then some other ideas came in, and conflicting supposed truths came in, and suddenly it sent my mind into like a little flat spin, where I wanted to talk about something, and then something came in and said, well, if that's true, then what about this, and what about this? And it actually sent me into a state of confusion. And so I wanted to talk about something, then I became confused about what I wanted to talk about. And this is part of the transformation process, right? Because we're going through this together, right? We're going through this together. I'm not sitting here saying that, you know, I'm the oracle or anything. I'm here saying, I'm going in this direction. Who wants to go with me, right? And so this is a transformation process as much for me as it is for everyone who's embarking on this journey with me, right? And so sometimes when you're going through something like this, you will go into state of confusion, where your worldview starts to crumble, your self-image starts to crumble, or you just start shedding a skin. And as you're doing that, you're renewing, right? You're rebuilding a new structure of beliefs, things like that. And so it's really interesting. I just really felt like I've got something today. I felt like I had a bit of an aha. Like I got something. Okay, that's great. I'm going to talk about that this evening. That's a profound discovery. And just as I'm coming up to it, other things start coming in and you know, blindsiding it and knocking it over, knocking my belief over, just like knocked it over. And okay, well, that belief isn't there anymore. And you know, this is part of the journey, right? You know, at times, everybody at times, but sure, some people more than others will want to hold on to that whole set of beliefs, the whole construct of the world. You know, people that when you hear, they're so defensive and resistant about things that they just kind of say no, and sometimes they can become aggressive. And that's what they say. They say, you know, truth goes through 3 phases. You know, first of all, it's ridiculed, then it's violently opposed, and then it's accepted as self-evident. Well, of course, you know. And then we go through these stages ourselves. But sometimes, yeah, you know, if you really want to grow, if you really want to evolve, if you really want to self-actualize your life and go through transformation, then you've got to be willing to let go of old beliefs, old ideas about yourself, about the world, about spiritual beliefs, things like that, religious beliefs. Sometimes they can be the hardest things to let go of or to change. But that is how we do change. That is how we do transform, by letting go, right? There's a great power, a great power in letting go, in surrendering. And some warriors don't understand the idea of surrender. They say, no, you never surrender. But sometimes when you go past the warrior stage to the wizard stage, it's the surrendering that actually allows you to come to the next level of being a warrior, right? You know, in martial arts, when you're resisting against an attack, sometimes the attack is too strong. And sometimes the warrior will dig in harder, trying to defend against the attack, against a stronger opponent. When the wizard will use their energy against them and go, okay, I surrender to this energy. And they'll surrender to it. Once they surrender to it, then they can more readily use it, and they can spin it around and throw it back at the opponent or the attacker. And this is what we also must do in our own lives to move to the next level. Sometimes we go, okay, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I got it wrong. How about that? You know, give up the need to be right about things. You know, that's a powerful thing, right? Being able to give up the need to be right. No, but. You know, that thing, that sort of, I use the word loosely, ego, that ego thing, right? But I just want to be right. And we've all done it. We've all been in the place where we've actually realized that, oh dear, we're actually wrong. We want to be right. And we still keep up the facade just to be right, right? And it can be a much more powerful thing to go, huh, I could be completely wrong here, right? And sometimes we are completely wrong. Oftentimes we are. But it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the path, you know. I saw someone post today on Facebook about believing about the, you know, the idea about what we think about comes about. It's connected to all the law of attraction sort of stuff, you know, all the secret sort of stuff. And he was saying he used to believe in all that, and then he got like whacked from the side, blindsided by a serious health challenge, and it's knocked down all his beliefs around that, right? It's like, I wasn't thinking about this. I was thinking about all this really good, positive stuff and envisioning, and suddenly got whacked by this. And then suddenly we realize that there's more to it. There's more dimensions to the makeup of reality. And that's why I get a lot from the hero's journey, the book The Hero with 1,000 Faces, or the writer's journey. Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler. Phenomenal book. And then The Hero with 1,000 Faces by name just escapes me right now. Responsible for really George Lucas's creation of Star Wars and everything. He followed the book, The Hero of 1,000 Faces, and it really talks about our journey through life and facing different challenges and things like that. And yeah, then we understand there's more to it than just what we think about comes about. There's more to it than that, right? And we're discovering a lot about this as well on our journey here. But yeah, give up the need to be right. Powerful thing to do. It can turn us from warriors to wizards. You know, if we're not getting what we want in life, sometimes it's as we were talking about yesterday. It's not that things are in our way. Sometimes it's just on our way, and we've got things to learn, new things to discover about ourselves. You know, have you ever had some goals in life that you just achieved like effortlessly, and other things just seem to be so elusive? It just didn't seem to happen no matter what you did, no matter how hard you tried. You know, why is that? You know, why do some things in life just seem to come to us effortlessly, and other things don't? And then this is what I've been thinking about. You know, this is what I was thinking about earlier, and then I kind of went into a state of confusion about it, and then I was thinking about our purpose. I thought, oh yeah, I got it. And then suddenly I went into a state of confusion about it, and so then I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about now because I'm in a state of confusion. So I started this hangout right now in a state of confusion with all these different, you know, belief systems bouncing off each other and conflicting, right? As I realized that confusion is a good thing. when we're in that process of learning and of growth. You know, it depends what we're doing, right? If our intentions are to learn, to grow, and we're in a state of confusion, that's a great thing. That means we're about to learn something. You know, so whatever's going on in your life, if you're in a state of confusion, if you have pain, if you have any sort of sickness or illness, if there's just seems to be this like obstacle and challenge after challenge, then you can just change your perception of it, right? And just see it as this is something that's allowing you to grow, to move to the next level. Something I was thinking about today was how life is like a computer game. You know, like a kid's computer game. I remember I never really into computing myself, never really into them, but I used to play. My brother had the Super Nintendo back years ago when it first came out. We used to play the Mario Brothers, and you get through one level, and it was enjoyable. It was a game. You're playing it, and sometimes you get knocked out. You get frustrated about it, but then eventually you break through, and you get to the next level. Like, wow, it's a great feeling. I'm at the next level. And then at the next level, there's a whole set of new challenges that come up. You're like, well, this didn't happen in the other level. You know, the killer turtles didn't jump up and down like they did in the first level. They didn't do that. In the second level, they jump up and down. You know, and so you know, life's like that. You know, once we pass one level, and once we pass one level, it's a great feeling. We move to a next level of life and of being. And then at that next level, suddenly we're hit with a whole new set of challenges, right? And that's like life. That's like life. And that is the fulfillment of life, of continuing to grow, continuing to meet new challenges and receive fulfillment from overcoming the challenges, you know, that are in alignment with our values and with our purpose. You know, that's what brings fulfillment. And if we don't focus on doing that, then the universe just comes around and hits us with challenge after challenge after challenge to get us back on track so that we continue on our inspired purpose. So I just sent out an email earlier on saying how to find your purpose in 5 minutes, and thinking I kind of knew the answers, and then suddenly, as soon as I sent it, my brain just went into a state of confusion. But anyway, I believe to find your purpose is to really just is to realize what truly fulfills you, what inspires you, what fulfills you, what makes you feel really good, and then just do that, and do more of that, right? And keep focused on it. There's a lot of things in the world that will distract us, that will take our focus off things. You know, a lot of things going on. The media is always putting out things to take our focus off our inspired mission and vision. There's dramas happening in our life with our family, with things like dramas will happen. You know, and they're all things that are distractions. You know, so sometimes we have to fight focus in our lives, fight off the distraction. And go, no, not distractions. No, okay, it's like an addiction. Oh, this drama's happening over here. Whether it's a drama in our family, whether it's a drama happening somewhere in the world where there's something going on, you know, is that part of your purpose? Is that part of your vision? Is that part of your mission? If it is, then deal with it. If not, then keep focused, because the best thing you can do for yourself, the best thing you can do for others, the best thing you can do for the world, the best thing you can do for the higher good is to do what you love and not what you do, right? And so ask yourself the question, what do I truly love to do? What truly fulfills me? And then start doing more of that, right? And then some people say, but yeah, that's great to say that, but then I still have to pay my mortgage, I still have to pay my bills, and so I still have to go and do my job, because it's completely out of alignment with who I am. You know, my boss is an asshole, and you know, I work in this environment which is really unhealthy, and I have to sit in traffic for 2 hours a day, you know, just to make ends meet. Okay, and there's still another way, right? There's still a way that you can be paid for what you love to do. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do that, right? It's just maybe you just haven't been seeing what's right in front of you. all along. Sometimes just being there all along, you know, and it's just about taking our focus off the things that we don't have, taking our focus off complaining, and putting our attention on what possibilities, right? When we start to open up to possibilities, they're almost infinite, right? They're either infinite or they're almost infinite. We're not too sure of that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue reading chapter 4, and I hope you did your exercise. We're continuing to read. If this is your first hangout, by the way, on this 90-day transformation, then after you complete watching this one, then go back and watch each one sequentially on the channel Be Your Potential in YouTube. So this is the book. You need to get this book. It's called The Values Factor by Dr. John Demartini. And we're following the book. I'm reading directly from the book because I just thought it was the best way to serve you, right? It's just to read directly from the book. And then for you to get a book, and you to do the exercises, and for you to get the benefit, the same way I've been getting the benefit from it. And by me going through this again and doing all the exercises properly this time, which I didn't do properly last time, then I'm getting extra benefit for myself. And if I can also inspire you, that also inspires me, you know, when I get that sort of feedback. Understand? Okay, so on chapter 4, page 91, Living Your Destiny. So the quote at the top is, "Man is so made that when anything fires his soul, impossibilities vanish." That's Jean de la Fontaine. Many years ago in Quebec City, I was conducting a seminar entitled Prophecy I Experienced. A 7-day program that followed up to the breakthrough experience I had been talking about pursuing work you love and being paid handsomely for it. And one of my students had trouble seeing how this concept could ever apply to her. "Dr. Demartini," she said to me, "I know what I would love to do, but I don't know how to make a living doing it. I love dancing, but who is ever going to pay me to do that?" This was a large woman, a bit overweight perhaps, but quite graceful. I looked at her and I could see easily that the thought of dancing inspired her. I saw her whole face lit up when she said the words, "I love dancing." And I was sure there must be a way for her to viably fulfill this value that was clearly one of her highest. So I asked her, "Why do you say no one will pay you?" She shrugged and gestured to her body. "Just look at me." She said, "Obviously I can't be a professional dancer." I said, "It sounds to me as though dancing is one of your highest values, so no, it isn't obvious to me at all." Now she was very uncomfortable, but she was also very interested. So she said, "I don't know what you mean. I don't know how to do what you're saying. At my age, especially, how can I be paid to be a dancer?" Now, I had happened to know from some things she had said in the workshop that besides dancing, one of her highest values was traveling. This had caught my attention, since travel is also one of my highest values. So I said, "Why don't you create a touring business that revolves around dancing?" I don't understand, she said again. "Talk to me. What do you mean?" "Well," I said, "you love dancing, right? You also love traveling. Those are the things you love to do, yes? All right, so why don't you organize select groups of people who love to dance to go on tour to foreign countries and learn all the great dances of each country and have an adventure?" A light bulb went on inside her. "Oh my God," she said, "I would love to take people to Spain and study flamenco dancing because actually that is something I'm really great at." "That's wonderful," I said. "Why don't you go to the Latin dance studios in the city where you live and let people know that you're offering that opportunity? Now you can offer to other people the two things you love most." Well, it wasn't but a short few months until she had her first gig in Spain. She took 12 people over for a week of flamenco dancing, and it was greatly received. She organized a discount on the flights and the entertainment and the whole package. She charged an extra fee to cover all the costs, and she made a net return of $4,800 from spending a week doing flamenco dancing in Spain. And from there, her business took off. To this day, she is exactly what she said should be. To this day, she is exactly what she said she could not be, a professional dancer who traveled the world doing what she loves and helping other people to do so too. Whenever I think about the values factor, I think of this woman because to me she is the perfect example of how to find your life's purpose and begin to viably live your inspired destiny. It all goes back to values. Your highest values tell you what you love and what matters most to you. And your highest value, the thing you love most and that matters to you most, is your life's purpose. Following that purpose is the greatest and the most inspiring journey you could ever undertake. Spirituality and your values. One of the greatest misunderstandings I encounter is the idea that spirituality or being spiritual are somehow separate from any other aspect of human behavior. It is as though spirituality is reserved for Sundays and Fridays and Saturdays and not the remaining weekdays, or as though it is reserved for churches and synagogues and for every space we might enter. People often fail to recognize that every quality and action is a spiritual expression. Even those that are conventionally seen as mundane, trivial, or even sinful. For some spiritual leaders have asked, where is God not? If God is truly everywhere, then all places and all activities are spiritual. Yet because of our social or religious indoctrination, many of us have come to consider some people to be more spiritual than others. This is unwise and can result in a form of tribal thinking based in exclusion, where we view ourselves and people like us as spiritual, while we view people outside the tribe as unspiritual. In my view, though, we are all equally spiritual. All of us express our own unique spirituality according to our specific hierarchy of values. Fulfilling your highest value is your life's purpose, your destiny, and your most meaningful spiritual path. For the student I met in Quebec City, her life's purpose and her inspired destiny was dancing. For the doctor I told you about in chapter 1, his life's purpose and his inspired destiny was healing. For one person, the spiritual path might call for founding a business. For someone else, it might be raising a child. Anything that speaks to your highest value is part of your spiritual path and helping you fulfill your destiny. This is why I asked you to identify your highest values in chapter 2, and then to rank them in order of importance to you. Your very highest value, the value that means most to you, is your telos, a Greek word meaning end in mind, or purpose. This evolving highest value also represents your evolving purpose here on earth. It is what inspires you most. The purpose you feel grateful for simply pursuing. Your truest and wisest way of serving the world is to do the thing you love most. That is your spiritual path and your inspired destiny. A few years ago, a woman attending the Breakthrough Experience program raised her hand and asked me the following question. What do you do when your husband is totally dedicated to material objectives and nothing spiritual, and you're focused primarily on spirituality? I responded by saying that that was not probable and her perception was probably only a projection of our highest values onto him, a projected label. And that her husband equally had his form of inspiration or spirituality, but it was not being recognized or appreciated. I further asked her how she defined spirituality. She stated that her meditations, yoga asanas, prayers, spiritual readings, and chantings were all her spiritual expressions. I then asked her what exactly her husband did for a living. She stated that he owned an IT company with 200 employees and with clients and customers around the world. So I said to her, let me get this straight. Your husband is dedicated to growing a company that serves potentially millions of people globally, employs 200 people, helps their substantial taxes, gives families the opportunity to send their children to school, inspires employees and customers, contributes employment to society, and stimulates the economy. And you don't see that this is in any way a spiritual service to the world. I then asked her if she worked. She stated that no, she was not into working for material things. I responded, are you sure that your husband is not being spiritual according to his highest values and you're simply being spiritual according to yours? If he was not expressing his spirituality in his fashion, would you not have to go to work and make a material income to make it possible for you to continue your present form of spirituality? Maybe each of you is both a spiritual and material being, just expressing your spirituality and materiality, according to your own highest values. He is not more or less spiritual than you, just different in his spiritual expression. I sense that she finally understood my point and my even more meaningful lesson of not projecting her values onto him, but instead appreciating his highest values for what they were. His dedication to his company and creating a material income made her spiritual expression possible, while her dedication to study and meditation exposed him to a view of the universe that he otherwise would not have had access to. She needed his income to have the time to study. He needed her study to give meaning to his economic activities. Although they did not realize it, they were each doing half the work that together made up a meaningful whole. This is why I told her that it was not wise to say that she was spiritual and he was not. In fact, this woman and her husband were complementary opposites, which together made up the family balance of love. Each partner was able to do what he or she loved, at least in part because of their partner's complementary opposite highest values. Family dynamics demands such complementary opposites to make up the whole of family love. I suggest that you too consider the benefits of embracing your spirituality in its fullest sense, rather than defining it narrowly as simply meditation, religious beliefs, or some other more conventionally accepted view of spirituality. If you can see more clearly how you express your spirituality according to your own highest values, you will be further empowered to move more swiftly and surely to fulfill your destiny. Whatever truly inspires you is also a form of spirituality, whether it is a business, as for the husband of the woman I just told you about, or yoga and meditation, as for the woman herself. Fulfilling your purpose. As we have seen, your highest value is the thing that is most valuable to you. Your highest value gives rise to your evolving life purpose. Your life purpose is the most effective and efficient pathway to fulfill the greatest amount of void with the greatest amount of value. I'll read that one more time. Your life purpose is the most effective and efficient pathway to fulfill the greatest amount of void with the greatest amount of value. This is again what the ancient Greeks called the telos, the end you have in mind. Telos is the most important thing in your life, your chief aim, your purpose, and your mission. Telos, purpose, mission, that is what we are dedicated to. That is what is most fulfilling. That is what inspires us. That is what we are most disciplined in doing and can't wait to get up in the morning to do. The study of the telos is called teleology. When we are thinking about something in a teleological way, we are looking at the ultimate goal and organizing our entire lives in order to fulfill it. We are saying, in effect, there is my purpose, my ultimate end. What gives my life meaning is moving toward or fulfilling that end. Now I can envision the steps that will get me there from here to there. Keeping that evolving or ultimate goal in mind, we ask about every step we take, how does this help me fulfill my purpose? We evaluate every perception, every action, every decision based on how it helps us reach that ultimate goal. Thinking teleologically also means that we see every obstacle in our path as on the way rather than in the way. When we encounter a difficulty or challenge, we don't ask, why is this obstacle keeping me from achieving what is most important? We ask, how is this apparent obstacle helping me fulfill my purpose? What missing piece of achieving my life's purpose is this apparent obstacle supplying? What help is this obstacle providing that I didn't know I needed? How is this obstacle secretly offering me many, many benefits that will actually help me achieve my purpose in a fuller or more complete way? Seeing apparent obstacles in this more balanced way becomes natural and fulfilling once you truly understand the values factor. And there end of the lesson for this evening. Very powerful, profound stuff. I love it. I find it so inspiring. And so clarifying to much of my confusion, right? I think to yours. So we're just going to leave it that there for this evening. I have much to mull over myself and to let settle as I personally gain deeper understanding, and I guess so for you as well. So if you want to have regular updates, make sure you click on the link below. You can just get, as well, click the link below, put your email address in, and you'll get regular updates from me, various emails I'll be sending out, free stuff, newsletters, my blog and stuff like that. You can also join my team if you like. If you want to get on the road to financial freedom, being able to work from home, you can do that through clicking the link below, watching the video. And just continue to watch these videos. You can go to my channel, Be Your Potential. You can watch whatever videos most inspire you, what you feel most pulled towards to watch. You want to find out more about Dr. Demartini, go to his website, drdemartini.com. You can purchase his book there. You can find out all his courses and everything. You can also purchase the book on Amazon. That's the value factor again. And that's us for this evening. That's a wrap. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow as we continue the 90-day transformation program from mediocrity to mastery. Thanks for watching. See you soon.